This is News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. We begin with breaking news. Donald Trump has officially nominated Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be his Secretary of Health and Human Services.
The openly anti-vax activist endorsed Trump after dropping out of the presidential race. Last week, Trump expressed support for Kennedy's plan to order the removal of fluoride from water supplies. Kennedy has a long history of sharing baseless conspiracy theories, including suggesting chemicals in the environment make children gay or transgender.
Now let's get a look at your first warned forecast. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is out on the weather patio. Hey, Alex.
Hey, folks. Kind of a gloomy, misty day out here on the patio, but I wonder if some folks kind of like that, actually. But we got the yellow shades on. There are changes in the forecast. Radar 3000 not showing any more rain shower activity across the area, so we can verify that. No drops out here right now on the patio. Temperatures upper 40s, pretty close to normal for this time of year. Upper 40s near 50 degrees. But without the sunshine, we can't get those temperatures much higher than this for this time of year. Down here in Dane County, let's look at our temps. We got a 50 in Cross Plains, 48 at the airport, 49 our friends in McFarland, and up the road on 151. How about a 48 in Sun Prairie? Planning your evening, pretty mild overall, a bit of a breeze here and there. Clouds are going to hang around quite a bit this evening, and with overall temperatures eventually getting down into the lower to middle 40s for low temperatures, which is really actually a mild start for Friday. Coming up in Maine weather, though, we got to track these clouds and whether or not they're going to leave the area on Friday. We're going to track fog, and guess what? There's still snowflakes to track as well. That's coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. An update on the crash that killed 5 people in Verona earlier this month. A spokesperson for the Dane County Medical Examiner's Office says the cause and manner of death is still pending. Just this morning, the Medical Examiner's Office confirmed the names of the victims. Jeff and Michelle Bauer, Josh and Tammy Stahl, and Barry Sievers all died after their car left the road and crashed into a tree on Range Trail. News 3 Now released those names earlier this week after diabetes advocacy group Breakthrough T1D posted on its Facebook that all 5 were active members of its community fighting to find a cure for type 1 diabetes. 3 of those victims were from Wisconsin. The Bauers lived in Crandon, and Sievers was from Belleville. The other 2 victims were from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. The sheriff's office is still investigating.
The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office also confirmed the names of a man and a woman who died after a crash in Windsor earlier this month. Oswald Foya Orzapeza and Mariana Rosendo Mendizabal, both 23 and from Madison, died after their car crashed on U.S. Highway 51 on November 3rd. Foya Orzapea died at the scene. Rosenda Mendizabal died at a local hospital. The sheriff's office says the 2 were headed north on the highway when a 43-year-old man crashed into them, causing them to veer into the southbound lane where another driver hit them. The crash remains under investigation.
The Wisconsin Department of Justice's 2023 annual report shows Wisconsin had a record number of fentanyl cases in 2023 and took longer to process DNA samples than the year prior. Submissions to the state crime lab continued to increase last year with more than 9,000 coming in. The number of cases in which evidence tested positive for fentanyl was at 765 in 2023. That's 18 times higher than it was in 2013. In the report, the DOJ said the legislature only approved of 3 of the 16 positions for the crime labs it requested in the 2023-25 biennial budget, and that it will request 19 more positions for its divisions of forensic sciences in the upcoming state budget. In a statement on the report, Attorney General Josh Kaul said the work of our state crime labs is essential to protecting public safety and ensuring criminal investigations and prosecutions lead to justice. The upcoming state budget must make the investment needed to adequately staff the labs.
The Madison Police Department's alerting the public about an injured coyote they say they've received more than a dozen calls about. It's been spotted in the Midtown District and appears to be hurt with a sick leg. The UW Candid Project has also received reports but believes there could be 2 separate coyotes. If you see an uninjured coyote, MPD is encouraging you to haze it. That includes yelling and waving your arms. If you see this coyote, do not haze it. The project is working with the DNR, Animal Control, and the Humane Society to trap the animal and get it to the Wildlife Center for care.
We have an update to a story about a paid parking pilot program proposal we reported on earlier this week. The Common Council approved the 2025 operating budget on Tuesday with the pilot program concept included. The amendment proposes the Parks Division starts charging people to park at certain city-owned lots in Madison. It's part of an attempt from the city to cut costs. This specific tactic potentially raising $23,000. Initial ideas for the program suggest charging to park a car for home Badger football games in the north lot of Vilas Park and including fee-based parking for some spots during peak hours in popular lots like Garner and Olin. Today, the City of Madison's Parks Division posted on its blog saying in part, this is a concept only. As the pilot fee to park program is implemented, park staff will collect information about its impacts, both positive and negative, and will report back to the Board of Park Commissioners in early 2026.
For the 6th month in a row, Wisconsin's achieved record high employment. The State Department Workforce Development and Governor Tony Evers announced that in October, the new record set for total employment breaks the record announced in September. The unemployment rate last month was 2.9%. That's 1.2% lower than the national rate. The number of people employed increased by 8,500 over the month and 23,900 over the year to a record high of more than 3 million people employed.
Advanced Auto is closing more than 700 of its locations. The car parts retailer says the closures are part of its plan to improve business performance. The company recently announced another dismal earnings report and lowered its full-year outlook for the second quarter in a row. The full list of the locations set to close is not out yet, so we still don't know whether Wisconsin stores will be affected. The company has about 5,000 stores across the country, including several here in the Madison area.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office wants Wisconsinites to be ready for anything. This includes unexpected medical emergencies. So today, the Sheriff's Office went to the town of Burke to train the public on learning important life-saving skills at the Stop the Bleed training session. Today's training included lessons on packing a wound and properly using a tourniquet. Deputy Marcus Stanford made sure to emphasize that these Stop the Bleed training classes are meant for those without any previous medical training.
We put on the Stop the Bleed trainings for our citizens because it's just important to, it's important for our community members to understand and know how to respond to a gunshot wound or a major artery being severed. So before first responders get to the scene.
The next Stop the Bleed class takes place on December 11th in the town of Springfield, Wisconsin. Certificates are given to those who complete the class. Just make sure to pre-register online before attending.
Winter parking starts overnight. From 1 until 7 in the morning, the City of Madison is asking everyone to park on alternate sides of the road. So, on odd-numbered days, you park on the odd side of the street. And on even-numbered days, like today, the 14th, you park on the even side of the street. See the pattern? We talked with some individuals who were surprised about the park rules.
I'm not familiar with it.
I guess it's helpful now. I don't know if I've had a ticket from it, but I'm also not driving downtown a lot. But that is helpful information to know. And I probably wouldn't have known that if you didn't tell me right now.
I know you have to park on opposite sides depending on the day.
I learned this the hard way when I first got to town. Well, the parking rules makes room for the city to plow the snow. If you parked on the wrong side, you could get a ticket.
And coming up on Live at 4, reactions pour in about Donald Trump's choice for Attorney General.
What the nomination means for the investigation into allegations against the Florida lawmaker when we come back.
At Gruber Law Offices, we know how to win. Real cases, real results. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hi, my name is Damian Clark. If you have both Medicare and Medicaid, I have some really encouraging news that you'll definitely want to hear. Depending on the plans available in your area, you may be eligible to get extra benefits with the Humana Medicare Advantage Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. Most plans include the Humana Healthy Options Allowance, a monthly allowance to help pay for eligible groceries, utilities, rent, and over-the-counter items. The Healthy Options Allowance is loaded onto a prepaid card each month, and whatever you don't spend carries over from each month. Plus, your doctor, hospital, and pharmacy may already be part of our large Humana networks. So call the number on your screen now and ask about a Humana Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plan. And remember, annual enrollment ends on December 7th. Humana, a more human way to healthcare.
You don't need to battle addiction alone. Contact the great people at Wood Violet Recovery today. You could be on your way to recovery the same day. Wood Violet Recovery works with a wide range of insurance networks, so a large portion of your treatment may be covered. Wood Violet Recovery will create the treatment plan that best suits your needs. Unlike other rehab facilities, phones and laptops are welcome. Today may feel dark, but there's a brighter tomorrow. Contact Wood Violet Recovery now.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont it. You want some ice time, a nice time, so good you post it twice time. You want some cheer? Now I'll show you where you gotta be. Tell you who you gotta see. Ooh, it's gonna make you smile. You want it, we got it, it's all here. Rosemont.
Enjoy the magic of the North Pole, just east of O'Hare, with miles of memories waiting to be made. To Rosemont it your way, start at rosemont.com.
Rosemont it.
We're often asked,
is it really free to hire Gruber Law Offices?
the answer is yes. The call, the consultation, free. You pay nothing until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Breaking news, Stoughton police are investigating a threat made against Stoughton High School last night.
Police Chief Daniel Jenkins said around 10 last night his office and the school district received information through the Wisconsin DOJ's anonymous tip line, Speak Up, Speak Out. Jenks said the information shared incited a threat via social media platform. Police worked with administrators with a presence at the high school during the school day. The investigation is ongoing. If you have any information, call 608-873-3374.
President-elect Donald Trump may be in for a confirmation fight over some of his more controversial administration nominations, including the embattled former Congressman Matt Gaetz.
Nicole Sianga has more details from Capitol Hill.
I hereby resign as a United States Representative for Florida's 1st Congressional District, effective immediately.
The House clerk read former Congressman Matt Gaetz' resignation letter Thursday morning.
In light of the resignation of the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Gaetz, the whole number of the House is 433.
The resignation came just hours after President-elect Trump announced he planned to nominate Gaetz for Attorney General. But it also came just before Friday's House Ethics Committee vote on whether to release a report looking into a range of allegations against Gaetz, including sexual misconduct. Multiple sources tell CBS News 4 women have alleged they were paid to go to parties attended by Congressman Gaetz that included sex and drugs. The committee has Venmo transactions that allegedly show Gaetz's payments for the women. Gaetz has denied all wrongdoing.
The Ethics Committee is still scheduled to meet tomorrow, and some senators are calling for the report to be released ahead of Gaetz's confirmation hearings for Attorney General.
The House Ethics report, would you want to see it before voting on it?
I don't want there to be any limitation at all on what the Senate can consider.
Trump has already called on Senate Republicans to allow recess appointments for his cabinet picks. The move would enable the president-elect's picks to forego Senate confirmation.
As I've talked to colleagues, there are some real concerns about whether or not the Senate will unilaterally give away its critical confirmation power.
The president has total authority to make recess appointments. It's right there in the Constitution.
New Majority Leader John Thune says he's not ruled out recess appointments, but would prefer the Senate hold confirmation hearings. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
When Senator Thune takes over as Majority Leader in the new Congress, he'll have the power to set the Senate calendar. Trump cannot make any recess appointments unless the Senate has been in recess for more than 10 days.
For the third year in a row, the U.S. has received a D+ grade from infant and maternal health nonprofit March of Dimes for its preterm birth rate. According to the March of Dimes, the rate of preterm birth in which a baby is born before 37 weeks of gestation was more than 10% last year. That remained unchanged from 2022. The report says that Black people face preterm birth rates a nearly 1.5 times higher than white people. Doctors say inadequate prenatal care is a major driver of the issue. The March of Dimes also found that multiple counties in Wisconsin do not have full access to maternity care, with 9 counties being maternity care deserts. That includes Lafayette County. According to the most recent data from the Wisconsin Department of Health, 10% of infants were born preterm between 2020 and 2022. That rate was also higher for Black and Indigenous communities, where the rates for preterm births were about 16% and 14% respectively.
The consumer product safety organization Toxic Free Future says some of the largest retailers are failing to protect people from dangerous chemicals and plastics. On average, most companies received a D+ grade. The retailers were graded on commitment to change, easily accessible product information, and willingness to remove chemicals from items before they reach retail. In its retailer report card, the nonprofit gave 17 companies an F grade, placing them in the Toxic Hall of Shame. According to the report, the lowest ranked retailers include Trader Joe's, McDonald's, Chipotle, Macy's, Subway, and Nordstrom. Only 5 of the top 50 retailers received an A or an A-. Apple, Sephora, Target, and Walmart.
Now let's get a look at your first warn forecast. Alex, what's it looking like?
Well, let's start off with planning your evening. What can we expect this evening? Well, we can expect temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. That's actually quite mild for this time of year. Cloudy skies, the winds, they're on and off with a bit of a breeze, but overall a very mild, pleasant evening as we go from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock this evening. Now, we had some showers across much of southern Wisconsin. Where are they now? Well, they're out of here across southern Wisconsin. We're not expecting any more rain tonight, but there's definitely more rain and precipitation in the future. What's left over? The clouds, and we can verify that here with our Upland Hills Dodgeville Skycam. And well, when are the clouds going to leave southern Wisconsin? We use Future Track to help us out with that. Midnight, cloudy skies across all of southern Wisconsin. And these clouds will be a bit on the pesky side as we go through Friday. 6 o'clock, cloudy skies, patchy fog as well. They slowly start to erode as we get into the early afternoon hours. I'm optimistic that this will occur. Sometimes we have these clouds hang on longer, and then that holds down the high temperature a bit. Also, 6 o'clock in the morning, don't be surprised to have visibilities reduced across all of southern Wisconsin because of that moisture that we have out there. And as temperatures cool down, that's a perfect recipe for fog as well. Burns off quickly, though, by 10 o'clock in the morning. My optimistic highs for tomorrow is 53 in Madison, maybe 54 in Boscoville, 52 in Janesville, and 51 in the Dells. If we can get the clouds to go bye-bye on Friday, which I am anticipating is going to happen at this point in time. Now, that active weather system that we've been talking about for days here in the First Warm Weather Team, I'm going to continue to emphasize this. Active next week. Rain and breezy conditions Monday going into Tuesday will turn over to snow showers Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, possibly even lasting into Saturday, which we see here in the 10-day forecast. Here's a beautiful weekend warming on up, and to the other glasses for that, and then our weather system from Monday night going all the way through the end of the week. As those temperatures continue to cool down behind that weather system, the chances for snow showers really start to increase by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with overnight lows dipping below freezing. Some of that snow may stick to the ground if we continue to see those snow showers by the end of next week. Well, okay, how about some more of the good stuff? If you don't want the snow and you want to tune into the Badger football game or go to Camp Randall this Saturday at 6:30's kickoff, how about 50 degrees for a temperature, and then halftime and after the game in the 40s, bit of a breeze, nice game weather overall. You'll just want to bundle up in your red fall clothes is really the best way to prepare for the Badger football game from a weather standpoint. And a viewer photo. I have the perfect viewer photo to describe today from Devil's Lake. Linda, thank you so much for sending us this photo. You can see that misty scene, the fog out there, the cloudy skies, and all Linda did is just scan that QR code, which you can do. If you've got your phone out right now and you got a weather photo you want to send us, feel free to do so. Just scan the QR code and then we can show the weather photo just like we are doing here from Devil's Lake this morning. What do you two, Ellie and Brady, think of this weather photo? Pretty fitting for today, wouldn't you agree?
Looks exactly like my drive into work today.
Very nice. Thank you, everyone.
And thank you, Alex. An antitrust case aimed at breaking up social media giant Meta is heading to trial. That's after a federal judge partly denied a request for summary judgment yesterday from the parent company of Facebook. The Federal Trade Commission alleges Meta overpaid for Instagram in 2012 and WhatsApp in 2014 to stifle competition. In an April statement about its request for summary judgment, Meta argues it does face competition from apps like TikTok, X, and YouTube. In a new statement to multiple news agencies, Meta says evidence at trial will prove buying Instagram and WhatsApp has benefited customers.
General Motors is recalling 460,000 diesel vehicles because of a transmission issue. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the A transmission valve can wear down and cause the rear wheels to lock up. 24 different 2020 through 2022 models are subject to the recall. They include certain GMC trucks and SUVs, as well as multiple Chevrolet and Cadillac models. Dealers will install new transmission control module software free of charge. Owners will be notified by mail. And that's not all. Chrysler is recalling more than 200,000 vehicles because of a potential anti-lock brake system malfunction. According to Chrysler, the malfunction may cause some brake lights to illuminate incorrectly. The issue could also disable the electronic stability control and allow a driver to move out of park without pressing the brake pedal. The recall affects 2018 and 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokees and Dodge Durangos.
And rounding out the recalls, one for Cybertruck drivers. The National Highway Safety, the Traffic Safety Administration says Tesla has issued a recall over a faulty part that could cause the vehicle to lose power, affecting the wheels. The recall applies to 2,400 Cybertrucks built between November 6th of last year to July 30th of this year. This is the 6th recall for the Cybertruck this year.
With Thanksgiving just a few weeks away, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has some safety reminders. If you're planning to cook a turkey, remember, it can be safely thawed in the refrigerator or in cold water. When serving food to groups, remember the 2-hour rule. That goes for perishable foods that have sat out at room temperature for more than 2 hours. The USDA says that food becomes unsafe due to bacterial growth and must be thrown away. If you have food safety questions ahead of your planning your feast, you can call the USDA Meat and Poultry Hotline.
And still ahead, it's only Thursday, but we're already looking ahead to the weekend.
Oh, boy, are we. Josh Spreiter joins us with 3 things you and your family can do in the 608.
Enjoy a taste of Wisconsin with Madison Magazine. Dig into local cookbooks that celebrate our culinary community and history. And meet 2 innovators who've helped us create memories through cooking. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now. And the winner is Madison Magazine. Proud to earn 11 Milwaukee Press Club Awards for excellence in Wisconsin journalism. And the top prize for civic journalism in this year's National City and Regional Magazine Awards.
Save big on your next project at Menards. Mastercraft makes great doors inside and out. Choose from our huge in-stock selection or design your door your way. Get this premium steel exterior door system for $279.99 after rebate. Paslode's fuel system makes their cordless nailers the lightest weight in the market, providing longer run times and easy portability. This Paslode cordless nailer kit is $310.61 after an 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
This is a hallway. Doesn't evoke much feeling. But to those facing cancer or a complex condition, it feels like relief. Because all the doctors, treatments, and technology you've been fighting to find, they're all right here, under one roof, connected by hallways instead of highways. Welcome to East Park Medical Center. UW Health. Remarkable.
Shop the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. Lease a new Silverado 1500 starting at $355 a month, or a 24 Equinox EV starting at $279 a month. Stop in or shop and purchase at BergstromMadison.com.
Discover a level of comfort you never thought possible. Discover stressless seating at the Century House. Designed to harmonize with your body's natural movements, It's the premier destination for relaxation and rejuvenation. Right now, take 10% off all stressless recliners, sofas, tables, and ottomans. The Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
I was an occupational therapist and I had lost my position. I was able to just go the next day, oh well, I can dash. I love it for the freedom. I can schedule myself. Also, dashing just gives you a sense of purpose. Having portable benefits would be really awesome for me because I could use them to help cover my vision, co-pays, and adding to my 401k. And I could continue to build that till I retire.
The kindness, the efficiency, the respect was amazing.
From start to finish, they will take care of you.
I never hesitate with family, friends, neighbors to recommend Cardinal, and nobody has come back to me and said I was wrong.
It's Thursday afternoon, which means we are already working for the weekend in the 608.
Woo! Josh Spreiter is looking forward to it as well. He's here in the studio with your weekend planner.
I'm looking at 3 things for you to do with your family this weekend in the 608. First up, the Dane County Farmers Market may have moved off Capitol Square for the year, but the show goes on Saturday at the Monona Terrace. This will be the first of 5 holiday markets with the same homegrown goods that you can find at the outdoor markets, just indoors. It is a way for you to continue supporting local farmers and makers to finish off 2024. They are open from 7:30 a.m. to noon on Saturdays. Well, Saturday is also opening day for the Lake Ridge Bank River Rank in Monona. Ice skating will be available from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Admission for Monona residents is $5 a person. Youth skating admission, $5. And for non-Monona residents, it's $6. Skate rental is also available for $5 each. If Saturday doesn't work for you, there will be plenty of chances to hit the ice this season. Later on Saturday, Oregon comes to town to take on the Badgers at Camp Rando. They'll be playing under the lights once again this season with the 6:30 kickoff. That means Badger Bash will be off and running at 4 p.m. on Saturday with performances by the UW Marching Band. This is a 50-year union tradition. Badger Bash is free and open to the public. Remember, we are your home for what's happening in the 608. Just go to our section of channel3000.com. In the 608, I'm Josh Spreiter, News 3 Now.
I'm jealous of his flannel.
I know, it looks really cozy on a cool day today.
That's what I want, just to curl up. All right, thanks, Josh.
Well, and still ahead, a potential update from the kayaker from Green Lake. County authorities say he faked his own death.
How the sheriff's office is responding when we come back.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Insurance costs going up? Erie Insurance has great coverages, rates, and claim service. And your rates won't increase because of celebrity advertising campaigns or sports stadium sponsorships. Call Affordable Insurance Solutions for your auto, home, or business quote and see what Erie Insurance could do for you.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years, we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need. Because they're a part of them. Because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
After careful review of medical guidance and research on pain relief, my recommendation is simple. Every home should have Salon Paws. Powerful, yet non-addictive. Targeted and long-lasting. I recommend Salon Paws. It's good medicine.
The future of cool, comfortable sleep is here. Introducing the new Sleep Number Climate Cool Smart Bed. The only smart bed in the world that actively cools and effortlessly adjusts to both of you. Sleep up to 15 degrees cooler on each side. It actively cools by drawing warm air away from your body to keep you cool and comfortable throughout the night. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. And now save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus up to $500 off an adjustable base. Shop a Sleep Number store near you.
The excellence of driving a Buick is matched by the excellence of the dealership experience when you own a Buick. Buick,
Exceptional by design.
Get 0.9% APR. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get $3,000 purchase allowance on this 2024 Encore GX. For attractive offers, visit these Buick dealers today.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're watching News 3 Now live at 4. Moving forward.
A nice brisk afternoon bike ride. How about that?
Sounds like it would be very relaxing.
Yeah. You know what? Just hop on, take a little ride, go get some coffee. What more could you want?
Exactly. But it's cool right now, but it looks like our weather word today warming up for a while. What can you tell us, Alex?
Yes, for a while is the underline. They probably should put that in bold. It's mild, relatively speaking, for this time of year, in the upper 40s to right around 50. But look at where our temperatures are going to go over the course of the next 10 days. This weekend, we're going to be well into the 50s. That's considerably above normal. Normal's about 45 for this time of year. But follow our temperatures. By the time we get to Wednesday, we're at 42, and then down possibly as chilly as high temperatures as cold as only the lower to middle 30s. And during that time, there's going to be precipitation, and that means with those temperatures that we could see some of the first snowflakes of the year as we get out into next week. Now, we had a rainy night last night. Coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to show you who got the most rain in southern Wisconsin. But no rain out there right now on radar 3000. Temperatures upper 40s to right around 50 degrees. Again, normal for this time of year is in the mid 40s. So it's a few degrees above normal. It's comfortable out here on the patio with temperatures ranging from 50 to the west in Cross Plains to, let's see, 48 is a cooler spot in McFarland. Planning your evening, 6 o'clock. Join me for the 6 o'clock newscast. Temperatures in the upper 40s. I'm going to get my walk-in, another walk-in after that. Jacob will be here for the 10 o'clock newscast at 46. Maine weather, again, we want to track when do the clouds clear. We're going to talk about some fog, and then we're going to look at the potential for snow next week and how that may play out.
All right, thank you, Alex. An investigation into a Madison alder over allegations of sexual harassment has concluded.
Armand Rahman has the investigation report and joins us now with what's in it. Armand?
Yeah, Brady and Ellie, this is that 26-page report compiled by an independent firm. The city went to them for the investigation as part of the city's updated code of conduct process for elected officials. And while this report concludes that there is not enough evidence to say that Alder Charles Mayadze violated harassment policy or state and federal laws, the report did say several times that his alleged comments and behavior may have been inappropriate. Now, in the report, the 4 complainants' names have been redacted. However, minutes ago, I spoke to one who felt she had to identify herself, District 2 Alder Juliana Bennett. Soon after the report was released, Bennett identified herself as the woman who Mayadze allegedly made inappropriate comments to about her body and a dress she was wearing on multiple occasions, and she says she repeatedly asked him to stop. After she says she spoke to other alders, she claims Mayadze locked her in his car when offering her a ride and yelled at her that, quote, if he heard about this again, he and her are done. Bennett says after the report did not find sufficient evidence that Mayadze violated those harassment policies, she felt she needed to speak out.
After now being public about this, other people have come to me and privately shared their experiences with Alder Mayadze, which is, again, repeating that pattern of behavior. It's clear to me he will not stop doing this, and I feel as though he cannot represent his constituents well at all, or the city of Madison residents.
The north side has a pilot.
Now, Bennett says she made peace with what happened after she was interviewed for this investigation back in August. Alder Yannette Figueroa-Cole, the Common Council president, also released a public statement today saying that the report detailed a pattern of troubling behavior and that there needs to be changes to the city's code of conduct process. And again, because this report did not find sufficient evidence that Mayadze violated those harassment policies, city officials tell me that the process outlined in that code of conduct process is complete. Reporting downtown in Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Armand. Wall Street weakening today as its post-election boom slows more. The Dow and NASDAQ and S&P 500 are all down. It comes as the Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the central bank doesn't need to be in a hurry to reduce interest rates after the most recent inflation report.
A video on TikTok is generating questions about whether the kayaker who authorities say faked his death in Green Lake County is in California. A woman in California posted this video where she held a sign asking strangers to ask her for advice. Among those who took her up on that offer, well, this man, who some commenters said looked similar to Ryan Borgward. The man in the video asked the woman if he should move to Uzbekistan or stay in California. Authorities say Borgward may have fled the country. The Green Lake County Sheriff's Office learned of the video and has responded, saying in a Facebook post, "We do not believe the TikTok video is Ryan. We are in contact with the interviewer. Thank you to all of you for alerting us of this existence. We have verified this is not Ryan by contacting people who know Ryan."
And next on Live at 4, The Onion buys InfoWars.
We sit down with a UW expert on the satirical media outlet's choice and what it says about the future of media in our current political environment.
For patients rehabilitating from a stroke, injury, or illness that encompass health, regaining the highest quality of life is their primary goal, and ours, because there's nothing like the joy of coming home.
The holidays. And holiday trips. And holiday toys. And holiday bonding. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
Qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $299 a month. Or find your red tag and get 0% financing on the all-new 2025 Equinox.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. A Medicare Advantage plan from Dean Health Plan gives you the benefits you need with premiums as low as $0 a month. Medical, hospital, and prescription drug coverage comes with $0 copays for primary care doctor visits. And extra benefits can help you save even more. Get preventive and comprehensive dental, $250 for eyewear, and $750 for hearing aids. Plus, you can save on over-the-counter health and wellness items. All this and free fitness memberships at more than 25,000 locations. Call 1-888-296-4080 today to get your free Dean Health Plan Medicare Advantage Guide. That's 1-888-296-4080. Dean Health Plan. Right here with you.
The Friends of the Middleton Performing Arts Center present Divas 3, powerhouse Las Vegas vocalists performing your favorite chart-topping hits. Saturday, November 23rd, one show only. Tickets available online now.
We went to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison last night.
I don't really get how the jackpots work.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison actually has had multiple million-dollar winners.
There are linked progressive slot machines at the same casino where local players increase the jackpot amount.
And a standalone progressive jackpot increases when a player plays on an individual machine that isn't linked to any other machines. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More ways to win. Find your perfect jackpot.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
New at 6, sexual harassment claims were found insufficient against a Madison alder. Tonight, we hear from his accusers following a fellow alder who broke her silence. See her reaction to the investigation's findings and what it means for Madison's future tonight at 6.
Why was a transgender man serving time in the Dane County Jail sent to solitary confinement?
They didn't know what to do with me.
I'm looking into how inmates are classified for placement within the jail's limited space, especially those who are transgender. Tonight at 6.
A publication known for its blistering satire now owns a medium known for spreading lies and disinformation.
The Onion has bought InfoWars, which has faced years of litigation and bankruptcy proceedings following InfoWars founder Alex Jones' defamation of families associated with the Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre. Professor Michael Wagner with UW-Madison joins us to talk about what this means for both going forward.
Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. So to jump right into it, this buyout was supported by families of Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting victims who Jones owes more than $1 billion for defamation. What connection does InfoWars have to bankruptcy? How does this come into play here?
I think that, the things that Alex Jones said that were false about the horrible things that happened at Sandy Hook drove a lot of what's happened to him and InfoWars since. And The Onion, of course, is a satirical publication that enjoys pointing out the hypocrisy of political and mediated and cultural life, and enjoys sticking it to people who regularly do things, that are terrible or say things that are not true. And Jones is definitely someone who fits that bill.
Yeah, and part of that more than $1 billion verdict, Jones had claimed on InfoWars the Sandy Hook shooting, which killed 26 people, including 20 elementary students, was staged by actors. So The Onion buying this, as you pointed out, it's a satirical publication. Does that start to delegitimize InfoWars for some of the people who still buy into the disinformation it had spread?
I don't know that it changes much in the way of people's attitudes if they already bought into the kind of pretend and phony things that InfoWars would peddle. I think that what it does is it provides The Onion an opportunity to expand the reach of the satire they do, and really start to attack satire in one of the ways, or to start to attack disinformation in one of the ways that it really happens nowadays, which are on these kind of personality-driven programs like InfoWars that pretend to know things they don't and share things that are not true, and hurt a lot of people in the process.
And so what does this mean for more right-wing platforms and rhetoric in the future? Is this something to watch out for? Is this something, that you're curious about?
Well, I think one thing we've learned over the last couple of years is that when people are willing to sue for having been wronged by one of these organizations, right? So whether it's Dominion suing Fox News for saying things that weren't true about the quality of voting machines, or Alex Jones being sued for saying things that were not true about the Sandy Hook massacre. When that kind of thing happens, real consequences are often present. When you have to go to a court of law and prove that you know something when you're making it up, you can't do it. And so we saw Jones lose, we saw Fox News lose, and so I think it might give some people pause to peddle things that are not true, that they know aren't true, especially if they're doing it about groups that might have the ability and desire to pursue a legal recourse for the injury that they get from the spreading of mis and disinformation.
Professor Wagner, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And coming up, you could cut your baby's chances of getting diabetes by putting down the sugar.
Dr. Zorba Pastor is here to talk about a new study about pregnancy and sugar coming up.
Right now at Affordable Dentures and Implants, we're making new smiles more affordable. Save 15% on most treatment plans over $1,000. Call 1-800-DENTURE today. Offer ends November 27th.
Go ahead and smile.
Come celebrate the season with Baraboo Furniture and Mattresses store-wide fall kickoff sale. Every department is on sale. Save an additional 25% off the lowest marked sales price on Smith Brothers and England living room sets. Save an additional 30% off Flex Steel furniture, 25% off Amish furniture. Every department is on sale in our beautiful showroom, including Ashley, reclining furniture, spring air mattresses, and much more. Hurry in today to the huge store-wide fall kickoff sale at Baraboo Furniture and Mattress, where your satisfaction is our guarantee.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader, but with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat, Cool Sculpting Elite, the newest technology available. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Are your home's tired, leaky gutters saying, rain, rain, go away? Is your basement at risk of flooding? To the rescue, Fry Construction and our Absolute Gutters. Our gutters are custom fabricated on-site for a perfect, seamless fit that's engineered to excel. Wishing for a break in the clouds? How about a sunny 29% discount on our Absolute Gutter System? To get this great deal, visit fryconstruction.com today to schedule your roof or siding replacement.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress. to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like hazy or blurred vision, so it's hard to see fine details. Colors that appear dull or washed out. Or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
At Janesville Nissan, we treat our customers the way we want to be treated. It's in everything we do and every deal we make. You won't find that at most other dealerships. Come see why you'll feel great buying a vehicle from Janesville Nissan. Exceptional savings, award-winning service.
Let Affordable Dentures and Implants help you get a new smile. Right now, save 15% on most treatment plans over $1,000. Call 1-800-DENTURE today. Offer ends November 27th.
Go ahead and smile.
Seattle is getting a little light rain, as it does.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. You can see the raindrops on the camera there.
Do you ever watch Grey's Anatomy?
I do. I recognize this just from Grey's Anatomy skyline.
Oh, yeah. 48 degrees there. There's a new episode of Grey's tonight, in fact.
Perfect. Well, a study published in the journal Science found reducing sugar in the first 1,000 days after conception through gestation, up to 2, may cut the child's risk of chronic illness in adulthood.
It's pretty interesting. This includes diabetes. Dr. Zorba Pastor is here to discuss these findings. So just simply while being in utero, that's enough if you cut your sugar?
Well, that may be a fascinating study. Remember World War II?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Right. I was there.
That's right, World War II. So during World War II, in England, they had rationing. You could only have so much sugar, so much bacon, a bunch of things they rationed. The rationing continued until 1953. Okay, after 1953, between 1953 and 1954, people doubled their sugar intake. In other words, hey, we can eat as much sugar as we want to. So they looked at babies born before the rationing and babies born after the rationing. And now they're looking at those babies who are now adults, you know, basically 60 and 70 years later. And lo and behold, when you were rationed with the amount of sugar you had during pregnancy, your risk of diabetes was, in the child, who's now an older person, was decreased by 35%. So in other words, sugar during pregnancy means it's more likely a child as an adult is going to become diabetic and have maybe the heart disease that's associated with diabetes.
The rationing, that's to your point, like moderation. They had to moderate.
There was no choice.
So, yeah.
That's exactly. There was no choice involved. And they also looked at sugar that occurred after the baby was born, and it also during that first basically 100 or 200 days after the baby was born. If you had more sugar, there was more sugar in the milk, and once again, that too increased the risk of diabetes in an adult 50 years later. So in other words, what you do during pregnancy, what you do after the baby is born, how you eat, that nutrition is so important for the child as the child becomes 50, 60, and 70.
And so does this affect all demographics?
Well, it's hard to say. What happens is in the United Kingdom, everyone's got an insurance card. There's only one HMO. It's the government. And so it's all demographics. They looked at 100,000 people and they looked at it. And there were different people, but you know, if you look at the demographics in the 1950s, it was different than the demographics are today. But I think we can really look and say, hey, eating sugary drinks during pregnancy is not good for you and not good for the baby and afterwards too. And we just frankly eat too much sugar.
One piece of the study that I thought was interesting was lifelong preference. So kind of what you eat ends up...
Correct.
Like you're training the child's taste buds.
That's right. If a mom ate more sugar when she was pregnant, the child was more likely to wanting to have sugar and sugary drinks after the child was born and became an adult. That's exactly right. So it just shows that early development sets us up for what we're going to be like as adults. And it's important to realize that for anyone who's carrying a baby, anyone who knows somebody who's caring for the baby, good nutrition, proper nutrition, a more Mediterranean diet makes a difference for your child when they're in their 50s and 60s.
My mom drank Coca-Cola Classic. It was the 80s while she was pregnant with me. And so, does that mean that sometimes I have a sweet tooth because of that?
maybe,
okay.
Maybe that's the case,
Yeah.
yes. So you do drink Pepsi or Coke Dr. Pepper now?
What was that?
Do you drink Pepsi or Coke
Diet
Dr.
Coke,
Pepper?
like maybe once a week.
I mean,
It's
I
a
just want to
treat.
know what that preference is.
Yeah. The hard stuff, the real Coca-Cola Classic, that's too much. Too sugary. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Alex, what about you? What do you drink? Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, Pepsi?
Nope, a rare Diet Pepsi, like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. But there was a time where I treat myself. There was once upon a time, I used to like my Diet Coke and have one every day. Now, transition to weather. I don't know how to transition from Diet Coke to weather, but we're just going to do it here. Rain. We had rain last night, and we did say areas north and west of Madison would see the least amount of rain, and that definitely panned out towards Richland Center, over towards Crawford County, 1/10 of an inch. The heavier rains actually lined up just west of Madison. We were forecasting areas south and east of Madison would have the heavier rains, and they did over towards Milwaukee, but then a little gap here between Madison and Milwaukee, so a little bit less in the way of water activity. And the reason why I bring this up, drought monitor, we always get this data on Thursday, really no significant improvement across southern Wisconsin. We still have abnormally dry conditions. But look at to the south and east, over towards Janesville, over towards Walworth County, areas over by Jefferson. We still have moderate to severe drought conditions, but we have a lot more precipitation in the forecast. Let's plan the evening together. Cloudy skies, temperatures slipping through the 40s, upper 40s to the mid 40s by the time we get to the end of the night. And then we got to track, when will these clouds leave? The clouds will also be associated with some patchy fog to start off Friday morning. Slowly the clouds erode from west to east during the afternoon hours. If this occurs, we'll get those high temperatures up to 53 degrees. We got a warm weekend ahead, even going out to Tuesday of next week, and then things change because we get behind a weather system, which we've been talking about consistently for a few days now, could bring us our first few snowflakes as early as Tuesday night going on into Wednesday, especially if we keep this system meandering by the time we get towards Friday, maybe even into Saturday, looking at some of those snowflakes, and a few of those snowflakes could actually stick to the ground. Here's what that would look like. Rain showers moving in Monday as we go through Tuesday, maybe a brief break, but as we go later into Wednesday, this is when we start to see that mix across southern Wisconsin, a mix of rain and snow showers before this weather system finally moves out of here. Also want to get a heads up, next week is Winter Weather Awareness Week, the 18th through the 22nd. During the Live at 4 shows, we're going to talk about winter weather topics, and then I have a special surprise as well next week, but we'll hold on to that special surprise until we get to Monday of next week. We'll be right back.
Quartz takes a different approach to health insurance. We know every life well lived is a journey, and we're here to light the way at every step. That's why for 40 years we've been alongside the doctors and hospitals who know what their communities need, because they're a part of them, because we're a part of them. There's a fire burning in all of us. Let's ignite it together. Quartz. Find your spark.
Nobody wants to replace the roof, but these days many roofs are only lasting 10 to 15 years, costing you tens of thousands of dollars. RoofMax makes your roof like new by strengthening and rejuvenating it. RoofMax treatments, started early enough, can extend the life of your roof by 15 years or more. And even if you think your roof is at the end of its life, 90% of the time, RoofMax can extend the life of your roof by 5 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. So give us a call and we'll give you a free assessment to see if your roof qualifies.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. If the foot isn't properly aligned, that results in muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Big Beautiful Sectional for just $9.87 with a free ottoman. Big deals.
Black Friday deals.
All month long, up to 60% off list, only at Slumberland. Relax in this power reclining sofa for just $7.97 with a free power recliner. Deals so big, prices so low, all month long. Like this incredible sofa for just $2.98.
Black Friday all month long sale.
Get these deals while they last, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Heck yeah.
New at 6, sexual harassment claims were found insufficient against a Madison alder. Tonight, we hear from his accusers following a fellow alder who broke her silence. See her reaction to the investigation's findings and what it means for Madison's future tonight at 6.
Why was a transgender man serving time in the Dane County Jail sent to solitary confinement?
They didn't know what to do with me.
I'm looking into how inmates are classified for placement within the jail's limited space, especially those who are transgender. Tonight at 6.
Well, take a look at this. Surveillance video released by California officials aims to shed light on an alleged bear wreaking havoc inside a luxury SUV. But look closely because that's actually not a bear in there. The state's Department of Insurance says it's a person in a bear costume. That's pretty crazy.
What? I saw this online. Yeah, this person staged not one, but a total of 4 of these grisly scenes to bilk multiple insurance companies out of more than $140,000. The costume criminal scam was anything but smooth, though. The bear only targeted high-end vehicles like Rolls-Royce and Mercedes. The bear has a preference. The fraud experts quickly clued in on the sus surveillance. Moreover, officials said the claw marks were suspiciously symmetrical. Also, the damages, wait for it, barely there.
Great puns.
I think that's the last one. Have you ever seen what a real bear trapped in a vehicle leaves behind? Between these clues and the shoddy, shaggy costume found in their possession, well, 4 people are now facing a slew of fraud charges. And yeah, don't dress up like a bear and damage things.
It's a commitment to...
Moral of the story. The more you know. Okay, we'll be right back.
Owning my own home is nice. You can just come home knowing that it's yours. It's a sense of pride, sense of ownership, and enjoying it with everyone I love and care for.
Make a lasting impact on local families in need. Please donate today.
Discover a level of comfort you never thought possible. Discover stressless seating at the Century House. Designed to harmonize with your body's natural movements, it's the premier destination for relaxation and rejuvenation. Right now, take 10% off all stressless recliners, sofas, tables, and ottomans. The Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Nobody wants to think about cold weather, but now's the time to winterproof your home. Is your house cold every winter? Your home needs foam. Are your heating costs too high? Your home needs foam. Do you have different temperatures in different rooms? Your home needs foam. USA Premium Foam is over 35% more efficient than ordinary, weaker insulation. Winterproof now and get 0% financing for 72 months.
USA Insulation.
This is the easiest non-toxic swap you'll ever make. Lumino's toothpaste was made by dentists designed to break up plaque and remove any toxins in the mouth. So it'll deep clean your teeth and whiten your teeth without any sensitivity. Find Lumino toothpaste at a Walmart and Target.
With eHealth, you can compare Medicare plans side by side for free. So we invited people to give eHealth a try and discover how easy it can be to find your Medicare match.
I have quite a few prescriptions.
That's why people call us. This one here covers all your prescriptions, your doctors as well.
Oh, wonderful.
I have a hard time with this.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for.
You're so helpful. You don't know.
This is pretty amazing.
I can go on a vacation with this money.
See how your Medicare plan stacks up with the big changes for 2025. Just call this number or get started at eHealth.com. Compare plans from the nation's top insurance companies. They pay us to help you. That's how eHealth is always a free service.
The savings are unbelievable.
I could see the costs side by side.
Now that we know that it's a free service, eHealth is just, I think, the best.
Call 1-800-428-0126 to compare Medicare plans in your area or visit eHealth.